In terms of other logistics areas outside of Tashkent, I mean, Azim, would you be able to, could you tell us which are the other key logistics areas outside of the capital? Azim, you're on mute.
Thanks, Charles. First of all, I would like to point, I would say at least like 3 milestones in the last few years in terms of logistics. Uzbekistan has achieved. One of them is, international and domestically operating logistic companies are given tax and other customs exemption. This is number one. Number two, the reform is called open sky mode in aviation sector, which serves, in terms of transit and the final destination logistic solution. The third one is, recent news that, the corridor to South Asian, one of the major South Asian port, which is Karachi. It's called the Trans-Afghan route, which will enhance to strengthen the foreign trade with South Asia bound, I would say, with those countries. And in terms of key logistics of outside of Tashkent, you mentioned Navai air logistic cargo service. It's very advantageous since this is one of the major economic special economic zone. The major logistic services like complex services such as transport delivery, material handling, inventory tracking, packing and packaging, and the resorting, and the final production facilities are in one unique complex. It's very convenient for incoming and outgoing logistics. It will serve import and export transportation. And another one is, I would say, in Jizak region, which is also specialized in automobile industry. Again, so this is one of the huge automobile concentrated logistic, I would say, hub in the central region, which is very close to railway, and all the infrastructure is there, and the M39 interstate highway is nearby, and a very convenient and modern logistics hub in Jizak region. And another one is in Andijan region. That's also specialized in automobile industry. It serves locally and internationally acceptance and FOB transportation. And the agricultural specialized region is in Surkhandarya. It's also a very one of the major agriculture specialized logistics hub, which is specialized in dry fruit mostly, and fresh fruit and vegetable transportation, mostly to Russian Federation. But there is definitely much room for improvement, as Sardor earlier mentioned. The loss on during the transportation due to the lack of receiving dogs and packaging, sorting, and agriculture, sanitation facilities. These challenges are being worked in in a high level, and there's a huge tax and other privileges are being given to local and international players. And overall, yeah, there is a significant work is being done. I would say some regions probably in a building capacity stage, maybe as a beginners. But if you ask me, yeah, there is a global practice is being implemented even today and yesterday. As I mentioned earlier in the major special economic zones, those could be role models for the long-term logistic operation. Overall, yes, there are a few in Tashkent. There are a few A-class warehousing, which is selling at least 13 meters high, and with the all all compliant all compliant infrastructures. There's another one is DHL. It will definitely gradually expand countrywide, and
with that, do you see occupier demands growing in that sense?
Yeah, occupier demand is even today here. Overall, logistic market is undersupplied. First of all, because of the rapid economic growth is forcing every industry, starting from agriculture to pharmaceutical, automobile industry, FMCG, all regulated and unregulated industries are forcing logistic industry to act as soon as possible, because there is, there is a huge supply. I mean, there is a huge demand, but the supply is kind of behind. We need to catch up in terms of supply. Otherwise, especially these days after, the first international investment forum, you see the flow of huge players are coming. Huge manufacturing, FMCG, pharmaceutical is coming. All these like meat processing, these are very regulated industries. We need to act as soon as possible, and and the 36 million population, as Raushan Bey earlier stated, yep. All these three above mentioned cities all combined volume is less than Uzbekistan volume. So definitely there is a huge market, young market, and there is a huge growth potential. And it's time, good time to act, to start right now. We need to act as soon as possible. Now Karachi is open. We need to be fast. It's very dynamic.
Sardar, is there anything you'd like to add to that, being an investor?
In terms of investor, yes. As an investor, as an investor's concerns, is there any safety guarantees or any concerning things? Okay, in terms of safety, this is the best safe country in the region. Even if it's double landlocked, this is one of the best advantages also. Okay. The second thing, land, no problem. We have special economic zones. You can establish the best logistics. The tax exemption is here. Customs exemptions are here. You want to operate domestically, internationally. The existing corridors are, it's, ready business. You don't have to create another corridors. North to south, west to east, it's there. It's established already. You can open the business as a turnkey option.
That makes sense. Thank you, Azim.